Right, GM everyone. This is Aniket and I lead the community at Devfolio. How many of you know about Devfolio? Okay, there's too much slides, but I can see some couple of hands being raised. That's really good to know. And so I'll just keep this talk very straightforward. Going to be focusing on building and like some tips and tricks, given that with the India Blockchain Week being live, there are a lot of conferences, but more than that, there are hackathons. There's ethindia happening literally day after tomorrow. I have to rush back to work after that. But what I'm trying to say is there's going to be a lot of hackathons as well. So I'll be covering some tips and tricks on what makes a good project, what helps you win, and how can you also take that project to the next level with some examples. So that's basically setting up the base. So talking about what is Devfolio, we are India's largest and fastest growing community of builders. We are 250,000 builders strong. There are over 20,000 plus projects being built on Devfolio, and we have disbursed over $2 million in bounties through our various initiatives. And that is basically everything from, we started off as a hackathon platform, but we are doing a lot more than that. We are running fellowships, grants, job drops, demo days, so on and so forth. So I'll just quickly talk about that. So with whatever we do, we always ensure that we are making builders economically independent. And that is through, like I'm just gonna paint a very basic roadmap on how any journey would look like if you're starting as a beginner. How can you leverage the opportunities we provide to take it to the next level? So first of all, we help you organize community hackathons. We provide you the platform and all the benefits. I'll be talking about that. So on Devfolio, there are 500 plus hackathons. Anytime you go to Devfolio right now, you can just see a couple of hackathons live. Feel free to participate in them. There is there are bounties and support given from Devfolio as well. In addition to that, touching our roots as well, we also started out as hackathon organizers, and we are the team behind In-Out, ethindia, and Women. Yeah, we have been hosting large-scale hackathons and talking about large-scale hackathons. We are going to be doing ethindia, which is going to be day after tomorrow, kicking it off. And this is going to be Asia's biggest Ethereum hackathon with over 1,500 builders being called in person to hack together. How many of you have been accepted to ethindia and are coming day after tomorrow? All right, I'll see you all at the venue over there. And yeah. And yeah, there's a lot of prizes up for grabs. $350,000 up for grabs at ETH and we are looking to set it on a very ambitious scale. Like put India on the map of a venue where great hackathons are hosted, which also shows the importance of why participating in a hackathon helps you build your skills or test out whatever you have learned, and get that to the crowd as well. So quickly talking about our fellowship model as well. We do something somewhat similar to Google Summer of Code. We do it for Web3. So we have also launched ETH India Fellowship 3.0. We have already done like 8-9 fellowships. Recently, we had concluded Polygon Fellowship, which had a stipend of up to $3,000. So here, you're selected. Let's say if you're a beginner in Web3 and want to get more serious, want to get building, want to make projects which are actually live and helping out the ecosystem, then this is the place you want to be in. There are going to be 2 tracks, beginner track and intermediate advanced track. So beginner track will be selecting 20 fellows, and for intermediate/advanced track, there's going to be a stipend of $2,000, and we are selecting 20 builders for that as well. So applications are now live. I think it's going to be ending mid-January or something, but we are reviewing applications on a rolling basis. So the link to this would be eif3.devfolio.co, or you can just go to Devfolio and search for ETH India Fellowship. We also give out grants. So let's say the next level would be that you want to build a project, you're just starting out, you want to see how it works out. And to support that, we give grants up to $5,000 in equity-free grants. And we give it to people who are solving interesting problems with Ethereum. And the applications are open year-long, so feel free to apply anytime you're ready. Right? We also recently did a demo day. We invited 12 projects to pitch in person in front of a panel, and there was a pool of $2 million from they were able to raise some funds. So this was on a more larger and serious level that, you're raising funds for the company you're building, right? And if you want to get into companies, take that route, understand how things are working in the industry, then we also have, recently we did WAGMI job drops with Polygon DAO, and we'll definitely be having more job opportunities coming in soon. Yeah, so talking about hackathons in general. So when you attend a hackathon, you might want to first align with your goal, right? Like if you're here to learn or to win. So hackathons play an important role in both the aspects. Let's say it's your first or second hackathon. You're just getting in, taking the feel of what it takes to ship a MVP or a project in 36 to 48 hours or 24 hours. How you want to get into the feel of that. You may or may not win a bounty in the first instance, but yeah, like, you get to the feel of, drinking lots of Red Bulls and building cool stuff. So, and the next, I'm pretty sure my battery is not gonna run out. So, and next time when you're participating in bigger hackathons like ethindia, where there are bigger bounties, you can see all the sponsors who are offering bounties, and then you can sort of strategically plan, okay, this is what I want to build, and this is what it will take to build it. Okay, I'll use Polygon, I'll use the graph, I'll use push protocol, so on and so forth. Whatever bounties are there up for grabs. So you plan on that, and then you target the specific bounties, and you double down on what you're building, right? So what does not make a good hackathon project? This comes under, like, if you're planning to win, then building these projects may not help you win. So first and foremost, a simple tutorial project. It's very easy for the judges to identify if it's just like a ripoff from some tutorial. So you may not want to do that. Something that involves a lot of external stakeholders, you cannot immediately use it. You want to say that, okay, first I'll have to reach out to these many authorities if you're building something for larger masses. So they are good projects, no doubt, but not being able to see the immediate use case or having to theorize a lot of possibilities makes it a bit difficult for the judges to get convinced that if it is something which is actually going to work. So you may want to avoid that a bit. And marketplace without any differentiation. We do not need any other NFT marketplace which isn't bringing something new to the ecosystem, right? Like there's already good stuff for that. So just making a duplicate or a clone project is not going to help you, right? And what makes a good hackathon project is a clear, unique selling point. You need to believe in what you're building. You know that, also on Devfolio, we have a tagline feature which shows right on your projects page at the top, which is like an elevator pitch of your project, which summarizes what you're doing, how you're helping, how you contribute, how the project is helping into like one single line. Let's say, I think we allow 50 characters, right? So that is how strong your unique selling point should be, that you are very clear with what you want to do. And experimentation also comes into the picture. At hackathons, we have seen, even at the last 12-hour mark, we have seen people pivot what they're building, and that is solely because they have been experimenting with ideas. They talk to mentors, they talk to other people, and then they realize, okay, maybe this is what is missing in my project, or the very core idea doesn't make sense. So you have to be aware about it, just not be stubborn about what you're building, ki haan, ye pakka se kaam karega, even if there are a lot of external factors telling you that it is maybe something you may not work, right? So having that sense of experimentation, putting things together is very important. Like at a hackathon, while scalability is also being taken into consideration, but at a hackathon, that's why it's called a hackathon, right? You're building hacks. It's not like a proper product you're building from the get-go. That converts into a proper product, but at the get-go, you need to show the skills that within this limited time, I can hack something together, right? Let's talk about the judgment criteria. This is not something official, but this is something we as Devfolio, since we have been doing an out, put together so that it covers almost all the aspects of any project. So first is technicality, how technically advanced is your project. Not everything, you cannot just say, ki, hey, this is the front end for my AI project, and the AI will build it, next time. Like this is the idea, my AI can do this and all. That doesn't make sense, right? You need to show the technical achievements you have made during the hackathon duration, right? Then originality resonates with the same point for marketplace without any differentiation. Your project has to be original, or if it is like if you're building something better of an existing version, that also works, but you need to show how you're significantly solving a problem which the existing project cannot, right? Next would be practicality. I think like that also resonates with the external stakeholders point where your project has to be practical, right? People should be able to use it immediately, and it's not like relying on a lot of external stakeholders, external factors to make it work, right? Like something as simple as a Chrome extension, which is really helping you out, can also win the prizes at the hackathon, right? Talking about the fourth point, that is aesthetics. Yes, this might be a bitter truth, but even if you have a very good core tech built, but if you're demoing it on a CLI, right, you're showing the judges, first you'll have to install these packages on your system, and then you have to go to your terminal and then run this command to make it work. Just build a freaking front end, right? Help the users experience your project in a better way, right? So aesthetics will come into the picture because it also somewhat resonates with practicality. People need to be able to use, or you can say, it comes along with usability, right? Final point is wow factor. So even if you're falling short on some of the points, the wow, we have intentionally put this wow factor key. Okay, like let's say the project is not very practical. It's not very practical, but damn, it's a good project to build in 36 hours from scratch. That factor sometimes also, blows the judges' minds, and it really shows like, like the thing which I initially I talked about, right? That the ability to put things together to make it work is also something we like to consider at our hackathons, right? Talking about some cool projects we have seen built at our hackathons in the past. So this is Quark. So let's say if it was just NFT marketplace, probably not a winner, but NFT marketplace in an interactive 3D experience. So this person built like the basics of what it takes to have, what you need to have in an NFT marketplace, but using 3JS, he was able to put together such a great environment where you can literally walk, experience, and it the user onboarding becomes much better, and that is what something impressed the judges, and the builder ended up winning the hackathon. Next, I'd like to talk about is Ghoda Crypto. So again, it's a very simple project. Like you can see, it's a chess game where you can, win NFTs, win NFTs after winning a match, and you can even stake some amount with your opponent, and whoever wins gets it or something like that. There is some logic behind that, right? So again, it's a very simple project, but the fact that they were able to put it so well together, and it would not feel that you're using like a Web3 project. It's obviously a Web3 project, but the UX is so clean that you can easily get people on board to play the game, right? So that practicality factor is where they, really were able to score points, right? Lunar Pay, everything needed to accept crypto payments. They built. It had all sorts of integrations. It could be a CLI integration. They had their own SDKs, so on and so forth. And they also built a dashboard to manage, for you to manage it internally. But the most important thing which helped them get to the ranks at the hackathon was that they also built like a developer doc, which helped people understand how you can quickly integrate while showing some of their examples. Again, like if it was just on a CLI key, just run this command and you can just set it something like this. No, they wrote an entire doc. They built 2 projects, I think 2 side projects on top of it to show how it is working, which really communicated the idea, and the judges were instantly able to use it there and there and see, how it works, right? So that is what also helped them win the hackathon, be in the top 3 positions, right? Quickly touching base upon why these hackathons help you transition to do bigger things. So first of all, you need to be a user, right? You cannot be just not using, let's say these how do I say? Unless you have been rug pulled, you do not know how to solve for it, right? Unless you are a user, you do not know what you're building for. You cannot relate to the problem statement. So that is something very important. You need to be a user yourself to know what problem you're solving, right? Know your target group. People, we have seen, some people just aim big that, hey, this will just help you help people adopt mass adoption of crypto or something like that. They just claim, and then when we get to actually using it, it's not that great, right? So first you need to select what kind of audience you're targeting. Whom do you want to onboard? Are they devs? Are you building something on infra or tooling which can get more devs on board? Because that also, very honestly, in Web3 directly, increase that adoption, because more devs are building, then more products are coming into the picture, right? Again, this also resonates with the same point as being a user. You have to be close to the cause to know what you're solving for. Unless you're using these protocols or something on a daily basis, you're not able to really be sure of what you're solving for, right? Fundraising, just like bringing this up, whenever people start wanting to take the project to the next level, they always worry, okay, these are my founders, these are my points which I need to, these are the points I'm going to be distributing, this person will get this much equity. They get into all that and forget the very thing, and that is to build the tech. First, build the tech. All these things will come into the picture. There are a lot of people who want to support projects, and that's also one of the core reasons we started ethindia grants, where it's an equity-free grant, right? You need some revenue to get your project running. Just use that and start making your project real, right? Fundraising and all will come into the picture, but first build the tech. Taking some cool examples from our past hackathons. So Insta-Dapp, as you all know, is one of the top 10 DeFi protocols with billions of dollars locked in their TVL. And this was an ethindia 2018 project, and it was really great to see from these couple of two builders who came in together, who participated in ethindia and were able to take their project to such a level. And just also a very cool fact that Insta-Dapp this year is sponsoring ethindia, so it's really like a circle of life, right? Next is MetaPass. So it's also like a great project. We saw this being built at I think Polygon's Biddle It hackathon. These founders also, like, they were able to capture the audience really well. They won the community voting prize under Biddle It, but that really helped them kickstart with what they wanted to do. And I think this has been being used at multiple events as well. So, and even one of the founders, Daksh, is also working with us on Devfolio, and really great to see, he's actually just in first year, so kids building great stuff these days, right? So, also Raid, it's an automation infrastructure for Web3. It was built at one of our in-person hackathons this year only, I think in May. Basically, just to quickly summarize, this is like a Zapier for Web3. And they started again as a hackathon project, but they started building more things on top of it. They were in touch with us, and then they were eventually also invited to the Sino Global India Demo Day to pitch the project in front of the panelists, right? Yeah, I mean, also talking about Devfolio V2, we are completely revamping our platform, the features and everything to accommodate more things, since we are also upgrading, right? We started out just doing hackathons, but running a lot more initiatives on top of it. So the product is also keeping up with us. A few sneak peeks. We are going to be launching something called Cheer Project. So basically, just to quickly summarize, let's say you can buy this 100 rupees good job sticker and give it to a project you like, right? And that 100 rupees is also given to the builder to show that support. So you cannot fundraise per se, but it's like a very good community voting system, right? You can just see how well your project is being taken by the people, and we'll be putting more things on top of it. Let's say like we can do quadratic funding or other funding algorithms, so on and so forth. Many things we'll be building on top of it. And also we are revamping the profile page to show your proof of, that is something we have been calling, like, not the consensus algorithm, but proof of work is like your proof of work, what you have been building. Could be across hackathons, you have built projects, you have written articles, you have contributed to open source, so on and so forth. All of these things together, when you connect your accounts, you can bring it together in one page, right? And then I can understand some of my, like in prior experience as well, some backend devs are not really willing to build their own landing page, so Devfolio could be your landing page as well, right? And just to also talk to like some of the students who would also like to bring this sort of culture, like, students need not only be able to attend these events and then they get all the hype, they build, and then once they go back to their colleges, it's just done, right? So that is something we do not want to happen. And given that In-Out was also born out of a student-run hackathon in 2015, so we also, as Devfolio at the very core, we support all hackathons, student-run hackathons. They get access to Devfolio for no cost at all, in addition to all the benefits, like getting the platform. Since we have been in the hackathon space for over 7 years now, we can also provide mentorship and support. People love Devfolio merch, so we also ship that directly to your hackers' doorsteps. Devfolio's Explore and Reach helps you get more applications. There's priority support, and most importantly, you partner with, directly get sponsorship from great companies for exciting bounties. So like as of now, we have Polygon, Filecoin, Replit, and Solana as sponsors, as our partners. So what happens is that any hackathon which is onboarded on Devfolio, these 4 companies automatically have a bounty of put in at their hackathon, and the hackathon could be anything, right? It could be online, or in person, or hybrid. Any hackathon you want to do, we'll support. There's monetary support as well. So anything to basically help you host a great hackathon. So in case if you're looking to build that kind of culture in your college, for those students out there who want to do something like this on a more regular basis, just feel free to just scan this QR code. This will basically take you to a Calendly. Just book a call. I'll probably be the one talking to you. So we can just discuss, right? It's also important for us to understand your perspective, like what problems there might be. Sometimes like faculties don't give you the venue or something like that to use. There might be other problems. So we can also get into solving the bigger picture, helping at the end, helping builders build. Right, yeah, with that, I'd like to say never stop building. And really excited to host ETH India, which is going to be in the next 2 days. Thank you so much. So yeah, ETH India. As I mentioned, it's personally also a big ambition for us to really, show that like hackathons, the real importance of hackathons. We want more Insta apps and more MetaPass and all these projects coming out of these hackathons. Pretty sure ETH India 2022 will also be the birthplace for some great projects we'll be seeing. And more importantly, that inspires other people to not only get building, but also enable other builders to build by, let's say, organizing hackathons and all these things. So I'll be around for a while if anyone wants to have a quick word. Otherwise, I'll be off to helping out with ETH India. All right, thank you so much.